the last big piece of the run, but we nailed the acceleration ramp. My threshold for as much as I want to pay for stocks that I trade, the underlying, is around $70 a share, as I posted in my stocks and commodities articles. Anywhere in the trading range between $20 and $70 a share is the right range to trade. Anything less than 20 tends to be more uncertain in a zigzag pattern. Once it hits that $20 threshold, for whatever reason, stocks tend to have better continuous runs, and so that's why it makes sense to trade those types of charts in my professional estimation. And I don't trade them when they get too pricey. So I don't trade Apple or Amazon or Netflix or Tesla or Priceline or any of that stuff that's over $100 a share, because the leverage is no good, and I get better volatility in that $20, $30 share range. So anyways, we are about ready to get started. Y'all have been amazing. It's great to see such a big turnout. Before we start, just a reminder, I've got a free preview webinar coming up this Thursday night at breakoutscans.com, or that forward's over here. The only price of admission for the preview event is to post your comment or question. We've already got over 70. We've got many more than that have written in, but some of them are too short, so I don't post those. I only post the ones that are worth reading, right? Things that I find interesting, which is most of them, so I appreciate that. So anyway, post your comment, go to breakoutscans.com or that link, trademastery.com/breakoutscans. It's all the same. It all ends up the same place at Trade Mastery, the right place to learn how to trade. And we're going to be what you'll be learning about is how to scan for the strongest breakouts for both swing and intraday trades. So with that, let's go ahead and officially get started right here. Right now, we are all the way up at 4,372 who have registered for these, right? And here's proof. Here's my GoToWebinar admin login. We're at 4,372, number one in the industry. I wanted to thank all of you for taking time out of your Saturdays. Let's get on with it already. As always, all information is for educational use only. I'm not making advice about what to buy, sell, or hold. By watching this, you agree not to make actual trades. We do not make any profitability or performance claims per CFTC and SEC regulations. We're fully compliant and make sure that we focus instead on education and learning. And I highly encourage you to do a paper trade. You should at least double a paper trading account before you even think about real money trading. So if you're not making money with real money, why are you still doing that? Go back to paper trading. If you can double, say, a 500,000 or 100, or like Interactive Brokers, it gives you $1 million paper account, you should take the year or 2 or 3 it takes to double that account before you even consider trading live capital. I know it's exciting to put the trades on. I like to trade every week, but stop the madness. There's got to be a better way. Slow down. Our quote of the week comes from Joe Montana, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. There's no thrill like throwing a touchdown pass. Yay. Did you remember here last week I called the Patriots the Pats by 6? I thought I'd have egg on my face at halftime because we were 20 points down. But Brady came in and did a rock star job in the second half of the game with a good, instead of a running game, which they're running into trouble with on the front end the first 2 quarters, it was the most exciting last 2 quarters in a football game in history I've ever seen in my life. Huge turnaround story. Think about how you can apply that to your own personal trading by adaptively doing a little bit different style in your trading than you've done historically. For example, the Patriots are having a tough time with their running game because they're getting blitzed and intercepted and sacked and all that kind of stuff, and they're looking at a 20-point deficit at halftime. Come the third quarter, Brady switched it up, like you should switch up your trading to different styles, and did more of a passing game, and they nailed it by 6 points, which was the exact spread I predicted. If you're here last Saturday, remember I said Patriots by 6. I thought I'd be here with egg on my face saying at halftime because we were 20 points down. I said, how am I going to explain that away? But I got it exactly right. I wish I had bet it, right? Not that I can do sports betting, but if I had bet 10 grand on a 6-point spread on the Pats, I'd be up maybe 60 grand. But I don't do that because you can't legally gamble on sports here in Colorado. But anyway, one day only, in honor of Tom Brady. Our coupon code of the day is Brady at Swing Trading Success. Before we take a look at our charts today, just a quick commercial message. And a quick tip, too, by the way. I am now folding in all of my websites. At long last, all these courses, not the two with Steve yet, they're on the way, but all these courses are now inside the Trade Mastery site. So it's a lot easier to navigate. Instead of going to all these 70-odd websites I've created over the last almost 20 years all over the internet. I'm folding it per your request. People have been asking this for years under the Trade Mastery site, so it's a lot easier to find. And if you're in any of my alerts subscriptions, I now have the login links are directly in the menu on the home page. So if you're trading open live, remember you just click here, or SwingScans members, you can click there. You don't have to go over to the SwingScans website anymore. You can just go to Trade Mastery, alerts, SwingScans, and log in here. Those sites, by the way, are on their way under the Trade Mastery umbrella. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to finish doing all the site migration, but we're in the process of getting all of my network of websites in one place, so it's easy to find things. So anyway, swing trading success. Currently it's 197, but if you enter the coupon code Brady, what you do is go to the link and type in Brady and then click apply. Let me see if I can get it to work for you guys here. There it is. And if you type in BRADY and click apply, boom, boom, flawless victory. It knocks the price down $50. So be sure to get Swing Trading Success. If you haven't already, you get 4 videos. It's over 4 hours. The runtime is 4.5 hours of content for only $147. So if you don't yet have Swing Trading Success, be sure to order right now. Now is a great time to order. So anyway, you may have seen me in Stocks and Commodities, my Vegas seminars. We have a great time. I like seeing you guys in person. So even though I won't be speaking at the February Expo, Traders Expo in a week or two, I will be at the November session coming up at the end of the year. In the meantime, you're in the right place here. You may have seen me as a featured speaker. They get a lot from my speaking. Our trends of the week: S&P strong long. Oil is slightly long, and gold is moderately long as well. Let's go ahead and jump into our charts. Let's get on with it, Ken. Our S&P, last week I said long if we get north of 2312. That was my R1 trigger, which we nailed yesterday. Took out new highs. Our S&P is up in new highs here. Let's take a look at the daily 90-day candlestick chart on a 3-month basis. Currently up at new highs. I like the fact we're poking our head above resistance. The R1 trigger for the S&P for the week ahead is, drum roll please, 2326. 2326 is my R1 level. I'll start scaling in on my open swings and initiating new swings if we get north of 2326 in the S&P. S1 I'm going to play kind of tight. I got 2294, and that's just a loss of 2-day support. I know one of my readers from Stocks and Commodities, the trader by the name of Ron, had asked me to explain what I meant by aggregate 2-day lows of support. That's what I mean here. If we get under that 2-day low under 2294, at that point sellers may come in. But for now, we're still a very strong long bias market, and we just want to buy new highs. You know, buy high, sell higher. That's what you do as a professional trader. Don't try and outguess things. The pivots are great if you see things like a hammer off a low. I like momentum candles. Large green candles at the right side of a congestion box usually leads to a new high breakout. I want to play things safe. Now, from a sector standpoint, biotechs and pharmaceuticals are the strongest. Here's the NBI biotech sector. If we take a look at the daily, you can see it's climbing up. It's been relatively strong. Pharmaceuticals are even better. DRG, the ticker. Now, if you take a look at our semi, the Philly semi sector, you can see institutional money flow started to go out of semis. Sector rotation, we started to see net capital outflows out of semis on Thursday, right? A little bounce on Friday, but this is the big sell day in the semiconductor sector. So where does the money go? Money is like water. It needs to find a home. It trickles from one sector to another. Show me the money, and DRG is the money, right? It gapped up. So always think a step ahead as a sector-based trader. It's something I taught when I did a seminar with Steve Nissen years ago in Denver, and also back in Anaheim when we did a seminar. I always like to teach sector rotation. So money flow is going out of, at least lately, out of semiconductors and into big pharmaceutical and biotech companies. So that's another strategic tip for the week ahead. Tactically, while I have this chart up, let me post this as a really good example of my #1 type of a trading setup for professional stock day trading is stocks 20, 30, 40 bucks a share up to 70, but usually 20 to 40 up to 50 a share that have a minor gap continuation, right? Those are ka-ching charts because you get a gap continuation. You don't want to use this strategy with $3 or $4 penny stocks because they're much more susceptible to pullbacks and zigzags. An example of a really stupid chart that only morons would trade would be PULM. That's one that, oh, let me get in. I'll buy here. Ooh, and then I cut my trading account down by 30% if you screw up and trade these kind of charts. This is a gambler's chart, okay? Charts, you know, like ABX, Barrick, for example, are much better sustainable trend charts. So make sure you're trading the right kind of instruments, folks. Don't be misled by people trying to sell you pipe dream trading cheap penny stocks. It's hit and miss pop and drop stocks, right? It'll make some funny YouTube videos. Pop and drop, one-hit wonders, gambler stocks. Don't trade things with sustainable trends where the odds of being successful are in your favor, where you've got a sustainable 10-minute after 10-minute segment of trend like this, right? Here's Rio Tinto, a nice example of a gap runner. Previous day's resistance just north of 43. We use whole number support and resistance in my live room, of course. It gapped up to 44, poked its head up, kind of consolidated, and then took off to new highs. That's the type of chart for professional stock day trading. I buy 44 1/4, 44.40, sell right under the 45 whole number, and that round trip, that piece in the middle, is the right way to trade. You don't get the bottom, you don't get the top. There's a lot more to it than, oh, just trade the meat in the middle. There's a lot more sophistication to it. You need gap continuation runners like this that have high volume on the open that continue on up. For more on my breakout strategies, be sure to join breakoutmastery.com or see my articles in Stocks and Commodities in my Trading on Momentum Breakout Trade column that's featured in the world's top trading magazine every single month, or my Money Show appearances for the Traders Expo and the Money Show events. So anyway, that's a rockstar gap continuation. The type, it's my single favorite chart pattern for swing or day trades, or minor gaps, less than 10% of the price. So $40 stock that gaps to 44, that's less than 10%. 4 points would be 10%, so it's only about a 15 to 18% gap up, and it attracted new buyers for nearly a point and a half afterwards. That kind of chart makes sense to trade, not the chop and drop, you know, like PULM. That's what happens to people that trade cheap junk charts, is they end up looking on the wrong, like looking down the wrong side of a barrel or something. If a hold-up guy's trying to hold you up, you don't want to trade junk charts. You want to trade charts that actually have a shot. So I like Rio was a really good example. Also a great 1980s song by the group Duran Duran, Rio, which is fun to play on electric guitar, by the way, with the figure slides, but I digress. I love music, and I love money, and I like teaching, and I like smart traders like you guys, so y'all have been amazing. Let's take a look at some great charts for next week. Southwest Airlines is the best of the airline sector, the only one that's actually up at new highs. The Delta and American are down in the muck, but LUV, you gotta love love. Peace and love and happiness and rainbows and puppy dogs and all that crap. All I care about is, can I make some money if it gets over 55 and I buy it. So anyway, I'm in it for the money. I trade for money. Anyway, LUV is up at new 15-day highs on reasonably strong volume. What I like is this acceleration pattern here. Let me pull up that chart. What I like is this previous day's cup pattern. Always look for a bullish cup. It looks like the letter U or a V or peace, I'm out. You got a letter V or a U cup that takes out new highs. It's probably a joke in there somewhere on high volume. That's a good open range breakout type of a configuration. So it's attracting new buyers. I like to wait till at least a whole number before I get in. So I'll likely wait till 55.5 before putting on a trade in Southwest. And not a trade recommendation, just an educational chart pattern. But I like the range, 50 to 55, pretty good. Another chart, MTG. For those of you who trade cheap charts, you got a bullish cup, gap continuation. That's okay. Another one, WY, has a really good acceleration ramp type pattern, and that's where you got a steady uptrend that then angles to a sharp channel, 45-degree angle breakout, and you can see WY. Why ask why? Stop the madness. There's got to be a better way. We've got a bullish cup breakout continuation. I'm looking forward to watching Shark Tank on my Amazon later today. Anyway, we've got a bullish cup pattern 45-degree angle breakout. We'll see if this does a rock star move up over the mid 33s in our week ahead as well. Now let's take a look at oil and gold. Gold is up nicely, right? That's Barrick ABX. Here's GDX. I've traded GDX for years. Here's Goldcorp GG. Here's NUGT. Here's Newmont NEM. Dust may be good for a pivot if it gets north of the nearest whole number. I put on a small test trade here. I'll stop out if it loses 24. My pivot trade in dust may not be destined for greatness. It was doing a move up nicely on Thursday, which is why I bought, but it gave back most of it on Friday. It did a nice gap up, but then it sold down. So it's trying to show some sign of strength, but because it got pummeled by sellers for most of Friday, that trade may go sideways. So I'll update you and show you screen cap proof of P&Ls for my trade in dust. We'll see if the bounce holds and see if it gets north, but so far looks like it's going to go down. Oil is kind of mediocre. There's better plays out there until our oil. Here's OIL, here's UCO, here's USO, here's OIH. None of those look particularly appealing. I prefer things in our biotech and pharmaceutical sector because they have such strong underlying sector rotation strength. All right. And just a reminder for all of you who are logging in late, swingtradingsuccess.com. Let me give you the link to that too. If you've ordered it, you get a 4.5 hour course, like a half-day seminar, and it's only $147 if you use the coupon code Brady in honor of the quarterback from last week's magnificent turnaround comeback game. Look at your personal trading kind of like the Super Bowl 51. And the halftime show with Lady Gaga wasn't too bad either, kind of easy on the eyes. The first half didn't look so good, right? It looked horrible, kind of like maybe you're trading the first few years. But they turned it around by changing the game from a running game to a passing game and nailed it out of the park, and not only came back to tie it, but for the first time in Super Bowl history went into overtime, and Patriots up by 6, as I correctly predicted last Saturday. If you were here, I said Pats by 6. I wish I could have bet that at Vegas or something, but I didn't. But you guys, hundreds of you heard. So I did call Patriots by 6 last Saturday, and that's exactly maybe a bit of luck there, but I nailed the point spread, and we did good. Anyway, swing trading success. Click on the link and type in the word Brady here. Click apply, and that'll put the price all the way down at 147. So if you're not yet a swing trading success owner, order that. For those of you who are cheap and you know who you are and you want something for absolutely almost free, you can get my preview event. But seriously, if you've been here for years, you should buy something. All right, just saying. But I won't fuss at you. I know what it's like to. It's like Mae West, the late great Mae West said, "I've been rich and I've been poor, and rich is better." I know. I've been both. I've been briefly unemployed for like 8 weeks once in my life. I'm 53 years old now. I've only been unemployed for a total like 8 weeks total in my entire working life because I like to work. Anyway, I live for my work and I work to live. Anyway, kind of like happy wife, happy life, or live to work, work to live. Join the conversation if you haven't yet posted a comment or question on breakout scans, and we'll see more. Let's take a look at our next chart. Our next chart, this one is for our Forex traders. The only really good Forex chart I've seen out there is the US dollar to the Swiss franc. The dollar Swissy looks like a good breakout chart. The rest of the currency charts are all kind of chopping downward, and they're kind of in the muck. So you may want to try pivots, but I don't like pivots. I like breakouts. That's what I do. So dollar Swissy is the pick for the week ahead if we take out new highs over that 1007. For the specific trigger for that, at least the educational alert that my Forex traders have, be sure to join forexvideos.com with my colleague Peter Bain, the top Forex coach, and myself. Where is that link? forexvideos.com. Or if you're curious about Forex, there's a low-cost trial just like for swing scans too. If you're a Forex trader, be sure to try forexvideos.com. That's one of my many websites that I own. So anyway, if you want to learn Forex, that's something. What else we got going on? NVIDIA is too expensive right now. It's over 100. Question from Bill, do I have a course on sector rotation? Right now I just had the one DVD out of the stock trading success system from however many years ago that's been. So I do have training on that, but it's part of the StockTradingSuccess.com system with Steve Nissen. But yeah, I should do more in sector rotation, so you're right, that's a good point. All right, Jim, thanks. Right on the mark. What about that, Brady? Hey, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, man. Oh, thanks, Adrian, saying I'm a Forex trader. I find your cup and ADX breakout skills the best. Yeah, you combine things like cups and ADX, average directional index, from Wilder breakouts, or in day trading. Make sure that you do not ignore time and sales for tape reading. A lot of people copy my tape reading strategies, but also make sure that you're paying attention to your ARMS indices, the trends, both the NASDAQ trend and the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange trend. So you see the net directional bias of long versus sell pressure. That's an important market signal in addition to the direction of the E-minis or the S&P. What's going on with your trend and your VIX and your tick? It's classic day trading. That's what we've done since the 90s, right? One of the original .com day traders, widely imitated, never duplicated, right? Anyway, good charts to work with. XAU up just a bit yesterday on its bounce, right? That's one of the, it's a Philly gold ETF. So what else do we have going on here? Well, let's take a look. 3 picks for you guys for swings. We're almost out of time. Let me give you a last quick tantalizing tidbit here. If you're not yet a Swing Scans member, we've got Swing Scans coming up. I've got a absolutely money-back guaranteed low-cost trial membership at swingscans.com. That's for stock swing traders. And let me give you a couple of examples. This is one of the charts that my Swing Scans members got last week. It's one of my picks, which I'm repeating for this upcoming week ahead. The identity of this stock is for members only, so that's why I purposely cover it up. So you got to pay to play if you want to be part of my swingscans.com experience. It's coming up. I won't have time to get you in this morning's event, but you'll get the recording. I record them every Saturday. They're from 10:30 till 11 Eastern. So in 10 minutes, we're doing Swing Scans for all my Swing Scans members around the world. Number one, it's so good. Anyway, that's one pick. That's another pick from last week. There's another chart. There's another chart. There's another chart. I picked the very best charts for my Swing Scans paying members. I give you guys for free a couple of leftover charts that aren't nearly as good, but they're still worth showing up for. And to get to know me, you know, as an educator and as a person, and you know, see what my approach to trading, my philosophy is, and my technical patterns. And occasionally I'll show live real examples with P&L proof from my Interactive Brokers or Fidelity accounts, so you can see I am a real trader, and I think that's important. But anyway, Swing Scans coming up in a few minutes. We'll go over the exact chart pattern. This was one that my members got alerted to back here because, again, it was a gap continuation, and it started to run. Last Saturday, which was, what, the 4th, I said we'll buy new highs if it breaks over 26, and my exact call was up here, somewhere near 26.5, and that ran up over 3 points for all of my Swing Scans members. So congratulations if you are in Swing Scans, you're in the right place. Anyway, enough salesmanship. What else we got going on here? If you're looking for intraday trade setups, make sure that you're looking at percent gainers that actually have some good momentum, you know, underneath them, like Rio Tinto. MXL was good for us earlier. These types of charts in the $20, $30, $40 share range that can run 50 or 80 cents. Or if you're swing trading, same kind of strategy, minor gap continuations that have intelligent, strategic, sustainable trend strength that makes it much easier to trade. Because, you know, face it, trading in life is tough enough as it is without contending with choppy, cheap junk pop and drop stocks that are uncertain. It's much smarter to trade continuous breakouts that are likely to attract new buyers. Of all the tens of thousands of traders that my YouTube videos and my industry articles and my training reaches, kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The world's top traders know what I know, and one of the things that I teach is strong charts, tight stops, not $3 penny crap stocks with big stops so you blow up your trading account. You need sustainable trend strength, just like people that have good character and authentic and integrity and honest and good people that I like working with, and hopefully you like working with as well. You want charts that are similarly and honest charts and not these pop and drop cheap charts. Charts that have some kind of momentum. Or be aware at least how to play pivots. If you have a previous uptrend and a gap down and you've got a bullish cup, know to buy above the bullish cup pattern, right? Like here, we're above a whole number especially. So I'm just looking at this for the first time, MXL, that'd be a really good pivot play and or up at new highs. So these types of charts, the ones to make sense out of, to make a sensible rules-based trading way of life, something that you can start adopting and integrating in your own trade life as well. So, well, thanks. I see all these comments coming in for the breakout scans just now. Thanks, folks. Anyway, we're about out of time, so I will see you next week. Until next time, be sure to trade with passion, trade with small stops, trade the strongest charts. Get out there and knock them out. You know, do a comeback story like the Super Bowl 51 with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots doing a rock star comeback story. You have to adjust, though. You can't do the same thing and get different results. You got to make a small incremental shift. It starts with strong charts and tight stops. It ends with you being more successful in your own trade. So on behalf of all of us here at the Day Trading University and Trade Mastery, I wanted to thank you for